All right. So now video is online. So from now on, we have all of our content going for YouTube, and I'm going to start our audio recording shortly here. And just to make sure I'm still correct,
Yes.
It's Azuka Zook?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure. So
that's right.
Because somebody tried saying your last name was Zuke, and I said, no, I think it's just Zook.
Zook.
Zook. Yeah,
it's more powerful. Zook.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Well, stand by. I'm going to do a live intro, and I'm going to say welcome to the show,
yes.
And you just jump in.
Awesome.
All right. Hello and good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Live the Fuel show. So today I've got, once again, another powerful new co-host for you guys. This gentleman I got to meet live down just outside of Philadelphia a few weeks ago at the DreamCon event, which was a new startup platform that was actually spun off from the MapCon event, the founder of MapCon that I went to last year, which if you've listened to the prior episodes, this is where I went last year when I was first launching this show to surround myself with other powerful podcasters and speakers to help inspire and motivate the launch of this show. So now it's not even a year later. We're already into the 80-some episodes already online. And I've got another powerful new co-host for you because this gentleman was a speaker at DreamCon this year. And this guy rocked the microphone. I also was a speaker, but hands down, and we're going to talk about this guy's got, I think, more energy than I got, all right? So you can learn more about him online because his website is his name. It's azukazook.com. He's an author. He's from Nigeria, West Africa. Like I said, he's a powerful speaker. We're going to talk more about that today. So without further ado, Azuka, man, welcome to the show.
Hello, Scott. Thank you so much for inviting me to this show. This is very exciting. I'm fired up. I'm feeling ecstatic. I'm feeling fantastic. I'm just feeling wonderful. Thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you.
Well, hey, man, you chose the right words. You're fired up. You're on the right show.
Thank you.
Because Live the Fuel stands for Live the Fired Up Epic Life. And
That's
you,
right.
Sir, are doing that.
That's right. Thank you.
Well, I got to say real quick for our listeners, how long did it take you to prepare or I guess get used to using that power speech that you gave at DreamCon? Because it's on video, guys. I'm going to find the video. I think Azuka's got it online because I'm going to hyperlink it into the website content when this show airs because I really want people to go back and click on that and just see the energy. And I'm like, it was just seamless. There was no hesitation. You had all the words just dialed in. And I have a feeling you've been using this a lot.
You are very correct, Mark. This is the thing. As a person growing up in Africa, I realized through the help of my mom that I have this power in me, this energy, this vibe, this integrity, this belief that I can do anything. So my mother enforced that in me. So growing up to middle school, high school, university, and even immigrating to America gave me the opportunity to really, exhibit and show this power to the world, to inspire and motivate people. So to your question, you asked, how long did it take me to craft this speech? To be very honest with you, this speech was crafted 2 years ago.
Wow.
When I got the inspiration to start writing and to start speaking because I was busy beating about the bush, doing all kinds of things in America. America can be very overwhelming. If you're not careful, you get caught up in different things you're not supposed to.
Wait a minute, the USA can be overwhelming?
It can be overwhelming as in it's a big country. And having come from Africa, it's a different ball game in Africa. A young guy from Africa came to US with $20 in his pocket. Big houses, cars, all kinds of people, nationalities, Japanese, Americans, Indians, Filipinos, Nigerians. It's just kind of overwhelming. But so I decided to craft a speech that would be my signature because I believe in telling stories. Everyone has stories. Everyone on earth watching us today, that watch this video later, that will listen to us, have stories. So my story is a story that is inspiring. Not only inspiring, it's empowering and it's fulfilling to people who are willing to listen to this story. So I crafted that story to reflect my growing up, my lifestyle, my personality, and my belief in line with what I'm doing to create a movement for positive change and gratitude, a movement that has gone global to remind people that they have power inside them. I started using that speech 2 years ago, that intro, and I realized that when I use that intro, I feel emotionally drawn to people. I feel people drawing towards me like bees to honey. I feel people reacting. Wow, this is good. I see people goozing up. In this life, you have to really pay attention to everything around you. The movements of people, their reactions, even the way cars are driven, even the way people move around, even the way animals move. Everything in this life has energy. So when I studied these people that I speak to for the past 1 year and a half and two, I realized that this is my signature speech. And I'm going to use it at the beginning of every speech I give, whether I'm speaking to young ones, speaking to students, speaking in churches, speaking to corporations or to organizations. It's my signature speech. I do it for about 10, 15 minutes. Then I go into the topic of the day. So that speech is really, really inspiring. It's empowering people worldwide. It's making people believe that if this young guy can come from Africa, $20 in his wallet, went to school on foot, begged for food in the university, made photocopies of all his books in the university, almost all his books in the university, came to America, and forget about the money aspect. He's an inspiration. People shake my hands and say, you're an inspiration, Azuka. Azuka, I'm so proud of you. I'm happy you came to our church today. I'm happy you are visiting our school to speak. I'll be speaking at a church in Egg Harbor, June 25. It's a
nice.
back theater. Yes, I'm so excited. So when I started seeing all these reactions from people, I'm like, wow. Remember, not everybody has listened to my speech. There are over 7 billion people in the world. So that's why
I got a long list.
I got a long list, brother. It's something, brother. I got a long list. So that's why I use that signature speech. Each time I speak, there must be somebody who hasn't had my speech before and who will be inspired by that signature introduction. And then we take it from there to the branch into the topic of the day. Yeah.
Well, and I want to give you kudos on that because it's not just, obviously, clearly, you've scripted something that powers you to power other people. And I hands down completely back you up 110% as somebody who was sitting in that audience and waiting for my slot in the afternoon to go. And I called you out on stage too. I was like, dude, I am not going to try and replace the amount of energy you exuded because I probably would have passed out. And I'm pretty fired up. But I was like, I was still high off of that from the morning. But I think the power of what you're doing is, I want to give you kudos, is that that has become part of your brand. And I'm a marketing guy, so I'm always trying to teach people about branding, and you nailed it, man, because you had no idea that 2 years ago, that 2 years later, that would still be a part of who you are. But clearly, as you just said, when you read the audience and you feel the audience, why change that? That has become the foundational footprint to start off all of your conversations.
That's true.
And it works, okay? You wake people up. If they were kind of in or out, maybe their coffee didn't kick in yet, I think they're going to be dialed in off of your energy.
Thank you. I was really humbled and touched when the blind guy, Max, that came from Texas.
Max, yeah, crazy.
When Max asked that question, Mr. Zuka, your energy fired me up. I will regret it if I don't ask you this question. If I leave this hall without asking you this question, I will not forgive myself. Azuka, can you be my mentor?
Yes.
He brought me to tears.
Well, before that even happened, he's sitting next to me and he's listening to your energy and just powered up and the story. And he whispers to me and he's just like, I think I found my next coach and mentor.
Oh, wow.
And I said, wow. Well, then you better approach him. So that was happening in the audience because I was sitting right next to Max, and I was like, like you, I was already inspired from him because, again, for our listeners, guys, this gentleman's name was Max, and he's known as the blind blogger, right?
The blind blogger.
And like, think about this, guys. A gentleman who's been blind most of his life is a blogger. So he's literally writing, or I should say typing content online that he can't even visually, physically read. So this guy has literally built his life online around what a lot of people would consider a weakness, but he's turned it into a powerful strength.
That's true.
And yet each of us are always, I think, with our strengths, still looking for other new mentorship and coaching. So even him can inspire and motivate other people. That woman who came from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, who have known him for a long time online, this was another blind woman who came out to this event just to meet him because she's been following him forever. So to her,
Yeah.
He's her mentor.
Yeah.
He comes to this event. He's finding a new mentor
Yeah.
through you. So it's like, dude, that's the power of going to events. Like,
I was
none of
blown
us could
away.
have expected that.
That's true. And I've been mentoring him. I speak to him. I call him. We chat on Facebook, and he's fired up. The other day, he had a book event in, I think, in upstate New York. And he called me to seek for advice on how to go about the book signing. We also had another session. He needed to learn how he can up his energy, to get himself to feel more confident when he speaks. And it's so exciting. I'm so blessed to have met the blind blogger. I'm so excited.
Well, and I'm excited for him too, because the fact that he actually admitted that that was the first event that he's ever gone and spoken at.
That is true.
So DreamCon literally became a new step in his life.
That's true.
And in that process, because he gathered enough confidence and strength, and maybe that woman helped inspire him because he knew that she was going to be there to meet him. Maybe that's why another reason that helps push him forward. But if he hadn't have taken that step, he wouldn't have gotten over a new level of confidence building from now speaking to an audience.
That is true.
And then boom, side effect, he gets to meet you.
Yes.
Feels and hears your energy and your power of speaking.
Yes.
And you now inspire him to become a better speaker.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
I'm so humbled. That's cool.
That's what I think that's important. Like, you probably talk about this to all the different schools you speak with and travel around to, but I tell to people all the time, I said, listen, where I'm at today with my energy and my speaking, it wasn't always that way. Yes. I had to build that from somewhere. Each of us have a different, I guess, level of inward versus outward energy. And just like going to the gym and lifting and working out or improving your diet and your lifestyle, it takes time and it takes energy. It takes steps to keep growing.
Yes.
So even though now he's found you, I'm sure his confidence in speaking is going to improve relatively quickly.
Yes.
But I'm sure you're already telling him, Max, be patient. It's going to take time.
Yes. Let me piggyback off what you just said. I travel extensively. I was in Nigeria, West Africa, my home country, the month of April into May. It's the same principles. When you are starting off something, there are going to be mistakes. There are going to be failures. There are going to be lapses. There are going to be potholes that you need to fill. You don't just start one day to become confident. It takes time. It takes patience. Mm-hmm. I was telling these kids in Nigeria, who is proud of me? They said, me, everybody, Azuka, oh, we love you. I said, yeah, I want to be like Azuka. But I started developing this Azuka at a very young age. I started building this personality you see today. The way I talk, the way I speak, the way I walk, even the way I eat, even the way I restructure my mindset. It's a total package. So I built that confidence to be in front of people at my own level at that time, at a young age. Then as I began to get older and older, I made sure I continue to fortify myself with different aspects of knowledge to take my energy to that level. Like I said, when I came to America, it was a little overwhelming. And I didn't just wake up and start speaking, but I knew I had that inner power in me. It's on the inside. But how do I bring out to the world to see, to benefit, so I can be able to contribute something to the world while making some money, taking care of family, and living an excited life of enthusiasm? With the first time I got on stage, I was a little nervous, but I knew I can do this. I knew I can do this. I knew inside I can do this. I was looking at the audience. It was a Dr. Martin Luther King Day of Service in my town, Roselle, New Jersey, USA. They asked me to be the keynote speaker. I stood in front of the public, packed hall. There were senators, assemblymen, mayors, students, teachers, senior citizens. I did my thing. The thing is this: we all have fears. It's a natural force. But never allow your fear to be a force. See your fear as a factor of its own, but not as a force. Because if you see it as a force, it can overwhelm your own inner power, suppress your energy, and then you will not be able to live your life to the fullest expressions.
That's a pretty powerful tip.
Yes. I made mistakes initially, but then I kept fortifying myself, reading books, developing myself, meditating, exercising 5 days a week, eating healthy foods. And guess what? My confidence built up.
Wait a
Initially,
minute. Are you trying to tell our listeners that living a healthy, fit life also requires nutrition and exercise?
Yes, it does. It does. From my personal experience, maybe at some point we get to that later. I will tell you, I have a lot of information here for our listeners. So as I began to develop my confidence, before people can throw a piece of paper at me, I got distracted. But when I built my energy to a certain level, I don't care if you are talking or making noise at the back. The thing is that my energy and the power with the enthusiasm with which I speak will never let anyone do anything distracting. So when I realized that I have that magnetic power in me, I took it and ran. They say American kids, they don't listen. The students are all over the place distracted. I've never spoken in any school in America, and all of them have not listened. I did a speech. I'm not trying to blow my trumpet. I'm trying to remind our listeners.
I love the fact you're clarifying these things.
Yes, I'm trying to clarify these things for our listeners to understand that inside every person every human being has a certain level of power and energy, that when you harness and bring out to the world, that's when you start living the God in you. I'm a Christian. I bring in God here and there. That's what I believe in. Now, apologies to no man. When you ignite that God character in you, your energy will peak. Not even peak. Your energy will be so powerful that even the way you walk, people are like, whoa, this guy got something in him. He's living life. As compared to people who are not excited about life.
What you're speaking about is energy.
Yes.
And what people have to understand is that our human body, we are a walking power plant of energy at the cellular level. Like you just talked about faith and religion.
Yes.
I can bring in the science piece of that. Like at the cellular level, your cells have what's called mitochondria.
That's true.
They're little power plants. Now you multiply that times thousands and thousands of cells. We are a walking, powerful sack of energy, if you will.
I call it dynamo. Dynamo, a walking dynamo.
How are you tuning your cells? How are you tuning your life, your cells, your mindset, your body? Like, what kind of energy are you giving off? And I agree with you because, like, let's be real, ladies or men, if you're listening right now, how many times can you walk into a room and somebody else walks in after you and you watch them come in? You could tell by maybe it's their stride, the power in their step, the confidence of their shoulders being back, good posture.
The facial expression.
Yeah. It's not just the clothing that they wear.
Yes.
It's how you wear that clothing. It's how you move that clothing, how you move the body. I completely agree with you on that.
That's right. Thank you.
People need to understand those things because there's a term that people throw around. I'd love to get your opinion on this term.
Yes.
A lot of people online nowadays throw around the term of, you know what, when you're new and you're trying to build yourself, you're building a brand, it's going to take a little while. Yes. So at least in the beginning, people say, you know what, sometimes you got to fake it till you make it.
Yes.
And it's an interesting term because I actually agree and disagree with it. But the reason why I agree is because in the beginning, a lot of us are maybe a little insecure. Yes. Maybe they haven't found that power that you're talking about, or they haven't found that mentor to draw that power out of them. So guess what? If that means you got to fake your confidence just to bring your own power out, then do that.
Yes.
Walk around, set your shoulders back, be proud of who you are. Even if on the inside, you're questioning yourself.
That's right.
Then question yourself, but at least put that power out there, because the more times you do that, you won't have to fake it till you make it anymore, because it'll become part of who you are.
It becomes automatic, because one thing you have to understand is this. If you have to fake it to make it, it's real. It works. Anything you do for 21 days becomes a habit. If you try to fake it and fake it and fake it for 21 days, before you know it, it becomes automatic.
I agree.
So you won't have to fake it anymore. It becomes part of you. It becomes your brand. So you're very correct on that.
Well, and I haven't actually finished the whole book yet, because I've had numerous authors on the show, and I've got a library back there.
I see that.
It keeps growing. Ever since I launched the podcast, it keeps growing. I literally had to buy a new bookcase over here because it was getting too messy up top there. So you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I have my library right there.
I have your Audible book because I travel so much. Yes. I can crush books faster on Audible. So first of all, kudos to you for not just writing a book, but actually doing the digital, because I tell people all the time, in the modern era, you got to do both. You got people like me. I want to speed up the content on the app
Yes.
And I want to digest it. That's just how I'm doing it. And I'm going to listen to it.
Yes.
And so again, for our listeners, guys, I want to make sure, and again, we'll have this linked in the show notes for the website, but when you go to azukazuka.com, there's a toolbar and it says books. And when you click on that, you'll see his book, The Power to Excel.
I think you're talking about The Power to Excel.
Yes.
That was my very first book, and I have it right here.
There it is. There you go.
To Excel.
Reaching for your best.
Reaching for your best.
Yes. So
reaching for your best.
Do you talk about that 21 days in there? Because there's a lot of people and speakers out there who talk about the power of 21-day repetition.
Yes.
So I'm guessing you got that in The Power to Excel.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, how did you stumble across the 21-day factor? Because I've also studied that over the years as well. I completely agree with you.
Yes.
And I found that when I ask people that question, people find that 21-day thing through different speakers, through different events, different books.
Yes.
How did you find that?
I found mine through books. I read a lot of books just like you, as leaders, we should be readers. I read average of one book a month. I'm trying to crush 3 books a month now, despite my busy schedule, and it's fantastic. I'm loving it.
I'm up to 2.
Oh, awesome. You can make it happen. I'm doing 3
because of those Audible books. Only because of the Audible books.
Good,
if I had to physically read, I would never be able to do that.
Yes, I do both. I do Audible. I do physical books, paperback or hard copy. So back to the discussion. I found that 21-day program from books, but I never really, went in depth into studying the principles behind it. But as I started to expand the reach of the books I read, psychological books, medical books, all kinds of journals, newspapers and magazines with useful information, that could help me to up my energy. I started practicing it. I started realizing that from my knowledge of medical science, I realized that in the human brain, that's what's called the reticular activation system. And anything you repeat over and over and over and over for a certain number of days becomes engraved in your subconscious mind. And once this information is engraved in your subconscious mind, the human mind is so powerful. I keep telling people that the greatest structure God gave us is the mind.
Yes.
Because the mind created the aeroplane, the computers, the microphones with which you are talking, the pens, even the my cellular phones, the airplanes, that's the mind. It's not money that created these things. Money is just the vehicle through which the mind and ideas are conveyed.
Money is just a form of matter.
It's a form of matter.
And we've heard this term before.
That's right.
It's mind over matter.
Mind over
right?
matter. That's right.
That's what we're talking about here, guys.
Yes.
Your mindset is everything.
Yes.
If you have the right mindset, the money will come.
Yes.
If you care about possessions, the possessions will come. Whatever, but it all starts up top, baby.
It's
mind.
It's right here. So like I was saying, I started practicing these things, and as I was reading all kinds of medical journals, psychological books, and stuff like that, I learned about the reticular activation system of the brain. What it does is this. When you have something you are repeating every day, you are talking about, you want to do this, and then it's similar to the vision board, creating the vision board. The reticular activation system will start getting to work, most times over time, to start showing you the skills, the opportunities, the means, the ideas, even the people you need to talk to or you reach out to help you bring to fruition this thing you've been repeating and repeating and repeating for these 21 days.
I want to pause you on that. So you're talking about the people. And we've talked about this on the show before. There's a powerful quote from Jim Rohn about we're the power of the people around us, we're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So it sounds like you're kind of reinforcing this, guys. Like, who are the people we're surrounding ourselves with? What is that energy you're surrounding yourself with?
Yes.
Right? It does matter who we're surrounding ourselves with.
It matters who you surround yourself with. Normally, as a human being, we're human creatures. We have different kinds of features. People will like your face, like your eyebrows. It's like that of Denzel Washington. They will compare your nose with like that of Obama. He speaks like Azuka. He's handsome like Scott. So people will, all kinds of people will get drawn to you. People love success. People love confident people. So if you want to change your life and you repeat these things for 21 days and work on it, it will come. The breakthrough has no choice. It will come. The problem is that people are not patient enough. They don't persist enough to keep trying and trying and trying. Sometimes it takes months, sometimes years. So the point is this. You will attract people, all kinds of people. negative, positive, half-baked, vibrant, low energy. So it's left for you to now start sieving like a sieve, screening to know who you pull towards you, who you bring towards you, and who you keep in your circle. That's why I support what Jim Rohn said, that you are the average of five people you hang around. Look at it this way. DreamCon, who were just a small niche of vibrant people, young men and women.
All age demographics there. Yeah.
But all age demographics, but the energy that is spreading from that program, you can't equate it with money.
Exactly.
I became a mentor. I booked 3 podcasts, one from you, one from Amy from Pennsylvania, and then one from Erica. And Erica even had me become her personal coach.
Yeah.
I coach Erica now. Erica is excited about my energy.
Erica is amazing. She's a powerful
Erica
woman.
is another powerful woman. She was like, why didn't I meet you all these years? I said, it wasn't designed for us to meet earlier.
Exactly. The universe provides once the energy aligns, right?
Once the energy aligns, it works.
And you are right. DreamCon might not have had a massive event yet. Yes. Obviously, it was this first year. You just like you said, there's probably more energy in that room that I could have equated to the amount of energy in a room that I've been in with 100 to 200 people in, because it was a different demographic. It was a different purpose why we all came together.
It was a different energy, different purpose. You're right.
Because we were all there to help Joe. Yeah. We were all there to help the kids.
Yes.
So, and actually real quick for our listeners, guys, and I'll link this in the show notes too, but the reason why DreamCon was put together is just a powerful charity called Give Kids the World. And basically we all came together for Super Joe Pardo, who's the founder of DreamCon and MapCon, because he's a big Disney buff. He loves Disney. And the Give Kids the World is a partnership program through Disney, giving kids kind of like the Make-A-Wish Foundation. All right?
That's right.
So it's like, hey, man, if we can positively influence the next and the next and the next generations through organizations and events like this, it's just going to amplify that power that you're talking about, Azuka, because now we're building that power plant in little minds. And those little minds still have so much growth yet. So imagine if we build that energy and that power in a brain half of your or my size, and then by the time they're old enough, that power is explosive. It's subatomic.
It's like a dynamo. Boom, it's over.
Yeah. And that's one thing I love about your brand, because again, when people follow you online, I mean, and guys, you can just go to his website, azukazook.com, and you can find him on Pinterest and Instagram and YouTube and Twitter and Facebook. But the point is, like, it's even on Instagram too, like you're sharing content because this guy, he wants to inspire youth. He's out there talking to kids. And actually for the, there you go. We got the YouTube channel too. So he's got a little flyer up here. So again, for the listeners, click on the YouTube feed and you can go back to this spot in the video and you'll see all that feed too. So whether you go to the website, whether you go back to the video here, follow this guy, see what he's doing. I mean, if you're somebody who's just been sitting there and kind of waiting for something to click or fire or that new spark, maybe it's his Instagram feed. Maybe it's not my Instagram feed. Maybe it's his. I don't care. That's right. Take action, man. That's what we're talking about here.
That's right. Inspiration without action is useless.
Yes. And actually, Max talked about that at DreamCon. And again, for our listeners, the blind blogger, man, the guy said, like, yeah, I hear a lot about inspiration and motivation, but what is all that worth without action?
Without action.
Yeah. And I loved that from his speech.
I love that.
Yeah. Because I remember you and I talked about that. I knew you'd love bringing that up again, because we were like, man, that was just, again, for his first time speaking.
Yes.
He could have dropped the mic right there.
That's true. He could have been trembling or shaking.
Yeah. I was like, yes, that's exactly what it is, man. Yeah. We can sit there and post all the motivational, inspirational photos and blogs and podcasts all we want.
True. That's right.
And from reality, 21-day thing you're talking about here, maybe that's what we're talking about, guys. Maybe you change your Instagram feed or your Facebook feed, and for the next 21 days, you post positive, inspiring, and motivational content.
Yes.
Because that's literally you taking action.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Let me share this with you briefly on the 21 days. I used to go to the gym 3 times a week, because you need physical energy to do the stuff. You know that already.
You got to keep the body tuned up.
Keep the body tuned up, fired up, I used to do 3 times a week, but then at some point I said, I'm going to up this energy. I need to up my energy to build more internal power and endurance, cardiovascular endurance, strengthen my muscles more, develop my core much, much stronger. I started going 5 days a week. I did this for 30 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Nice.
Saturday, I do stretching. Sunday, I go to church, I rest.
Then that's good. You want to allow the body to recover.
Yes, you want the body to recover. So I realized that when I did this for about 30 days, 5 days a week, rest in between weekends, Scott, it became like an addiction now. I'm telling you, if it's ready
you reached
out
a new
there,
level of energy and you're like, I don't want to lose that.
I don't want to lose this energy. It's so crazy.
You're like, uh-oh. Well, there's a new life chapter.
This is crazy. If it's raining out there and it's pouring, I'm like, I gotta find a way to go. Slow my speed, drive more carefully till I get to the gym. Unless there's a snowstorm out there, or there's a natural disaster, I can't go, or there's some kind of reason.
If it's a snowstorm, you're going shoveling.
Yeah, go shoveling.
Go shovel your neighbor's sidewalk. That's a workout.
That's a workout. So the point I'm making is this. When I did this for a long time, for 30 days, it became an addiction. And guess what? My energy level increased. I was in Nigeria, people tell me, Azuka, you don't walk, you bounce. You bounce. I'm telling you, not 2, not 3, not 5, not 10. One lady just came to me, I'm like, wow, you have some swag, man. The way you walk, your energy is too intense. I could feel it. So these things, they walk. This 21-day thing, they walk. Whatever you repeat and repeat and repeat over time, it becomes part of you. And once it becomes part of you, don't stop. As long as it's something in the line of changing your life positively. I believe strongly that life is about making positive changes every single second of your life, impacting lives, even inspiring somebody by induction. I walk into the gym, people are like, whoa, can I work out with you?
I love it.
And I love it. So it's all about let your personality be an example, whether you are speaking or you are not talking, you are making any physical movement or not. Let people see something in you. That's what Azuka is all about. That's what this energy is all about. And I'm not stopping. You think I'm stopping? You are joking, brother.
Again, to our listeners, if you haven't gone to an event that he speaks at, trust me, the guy ain't slowing down.
I'm not slowing down.
There's a lot of power. There's a lot of energy. And that's what we're talking about. It's like, it all has to start somewhere. Trigger that spark.
Yes, I went to an event, when I finished speaking, one lady came to me and said, oh my God, your energy is something. When are you stopping to speak? Oh, the way you are going, oh my God. I said, madam, the day I stop to speak is the day you put me in a casket. Give me a pen and paper, give me a computer and give me a microphone. I can't write, I can't speak. That's the day I stop doing what I'm doing. I'm not stopping. Even at the age of 102, as long as I have this physical body, no matter even if I'm crawling, I'm gonna still be radiating some positive energy.
Well, let's think about this for a second. When you and I talked down there at the event, and I asked you more about your purpose and where you were going and what your goals were, and I believe you can correct me on this, but I'm only remembering this thanks to, again, guys, if you actually watch the YouTube feed, he surrounds himself by very powerful people. He's got a lot of photographs and selfies on the wall behind him. This guy is like a guru when it comes to famous, inspiring people's selfies. But my point is, you mentioned that if you could create the perfect merger or hybrid of the powerful Nelson Mandela and somebody like, I believe you said Oprah Winfrey,
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
and MLK, if you can combine Obama, like those 2 or 3 people, like that is something that you would love to build yourself to that level to be and have that kind of powerful legacy left behind.
Yes.
And that's what you're just talking about right now, guys. Like, we have a choice in life. We can start putting in positive steps, taking action, building that energy, and you could leave a positive, inspiring, motivated energy in your wake behind you as you bounce down the road or bounce through the gym. It's like, that's that legacy you're leaving behind. So what are we doing with our lives? Like, what is the legacy that we're building?
You don't have to be Dr. Martin Luther King to leave a legacy. You don't have to be a Barack Obama to leave a legacy. If you're a lady, you don't have to be an Oprah Winfrey to leave a legacy. You don't have to be Rosa Parks to leave a legacy. You don't have to be a Margaret Mead to leave a legacy. You don't have to be a Helen Keller to leave a legacy. You have to be you to leave a legacy, Scott. It's an amazing feeling to be a human being.
Yes.
It's an amazing feeling to be a human being.
And we all give off that amazing human powerful energy in a different way. Like you and I, You and I feed off of each other. It's crazy.
Yes.
Like
it's
but you have the Azuka Zook energy, and I'm the Live the Fuel Scott Mulvaney energy.
You got it, brother. I'm
Yeah.
excited, man.
And that's still like, I'm not trying to have your energy. You're not trying to have my energy. We're just trying to amplify.
Energy. You can't have my energy. If you try to have my energy, it's not gonna work.
Yep.
If I try to have your energy, it's not gonna work.
Nope.
That's why when I speak, I tell people, be unique. Be unique. As long as what you are doing is not offending anybody, because people feel offended by different things when you start going to the negativity. Once you keep it positive and you are bringing something to humanity, be unique. There is power with uniqueness.
Well, and I think for many, many people these days, it's scary to be unique. They feel that they have to emulate or replicate what other people that are, air quotes, more successful than they are.
Yes.
And what we're talking about here is it's okay to follow those successful people and those supposedly motivational, inspiring people, but just make sure that with the inspirational content that they may be posting or videoing or getting out there, there is actual action, as Max has told us, is being taken. It's not just fluff. Let's make sure there's real energy there.
That's true.
So if they're not going to follow somebody like Martin Luther King or maybe Azuka Zook or maybe Scott Mulvaney, whoever you guys choose to follow, make sure it's real, make sure it's powerful, and make sure it's positive.
Yeah.
We have a choice of who we're surrounding ourselves with.
This is true. Yeah, I tell people, for me as a person, my role models are Dr. Martin Luther King. I talk about him each time I speak. I must give him that honor. Honor is great to be given to someone who deserves it. He paved the way for me to hear. I model Barack Obama. I copy, I'm not trying to copy. I listen to Dr. Martin Luther King's videos. I listen to Nelson Mandela. All of them are in my walls here. Winnie Mandela, Nelson Mandela's ex-wife is there. All of them, all these powerful people. I have my picture there on the wall.
Sure.
Behind me is my wall of fame. It's growing every day. You're going to see Michael Jackson very soon here. I look at all these positive, all these powerful people who have contributed immensely to humanity. I surround myself with their energy. So when I wake up in the morning and look at Dr. Martin Luther King's pointing his finger behind the microphone, saying something, it reminds me that I got to live my own power, the unique Azuka way. Yeah.
Well said, sir. Well said.
Yeah.
So when you're out there, man, and you're spreading your message, and I'm just going to respect our time here because I'm going to have to bring you back on. We're going to have to do another episode.
I'm ready.
And just keep spreading that energy for you
and
for our listeners. So
I am ready.
But to respect our time for our listeners today, I do want to start bringing our show today towards a close. And this is something I know you're going to do very, very well with. Every one of my co-hosts, I want to have you guys leave behind that final word of the show, that powerful message, that the bigger picture of really what Azuka Zook is trying to leave to the world, everything we're talking about right now, because you probably will have another book or 2 books or 3 books, and you're going to keep increasing your speaking. You're going to keep increasing the schools that you're trying to talk to, the children you're influencing. But is there a high level message that is over top of all this for you right now that you'd like to leave behind for our audience?
If our audience, wherever you are, whether you're in Japan, in Canada, in India, I love the internet. It's a global, phenomenal stuff that we have. It's a blessing. So you can reach us from anywhere. We can reach you from anywhere. My message is this. Whatever you are doing in this life, you have only one life to live. Just one. If you die today, it's done. So live life with passion and enthusiasm as if you are dying right now. Life is moving faster than it was moving earlier before this century. In the sense that there's so much advancements in technological, airplanes, computers, internet. The whole world is in our hands now. There's no reason not to do well. There's no reason not to be an inspiration to yourself, to humanity. Live life with passion. Get excited every single minute of your life. Set goals. If you look at the world economy now, it's kind of shaky. The reason most people are not happy because they are not setting goals. If you set goals and you look towards those goals on a daily basis, you're going to be happy. And all you have to do is to max or increase that level of happiness so that you live life to the greatest excitement ever possible. Life is happening now. I'm not going to tell you work hard, be good, develop positivity, exercise, but live life with excitement. Lastly, believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, know who you are, you're going to have a ball in this life. I'm having the greatest time of my life.
We all are.
Yes.
That was powerful, man. Well, and hang tight. I want to give you a proper goodbye here. I want to close this out, and we'll close out on the video because we always have a little extra content on there anyway. So again, guys, for today's podcast, that was Azuka Zook, your latest powerful co-host here for Live the Fuel. And again, guys, go to his site, azukazook.com. It's Z-U-K-E, his last name. His first name is A-Z-U-K-A. So azukazook.com. Check out the book, The Power to Excel. And again, guys, he said it best. Live life with purpose. Yes. You have a choice. Live life with excitement. Live life with purpose. Believe in yourself. It's his words, not mine. All right? So again, guys, that's another Live the Fuel episode. We're here to keep teaching you how to live the fired up epic life. So hang tight. We'll talk to you guys again soon till the next episode. Later.
Thank you.
And we're clear from the podcast. So this is just extra video content now. So.
Awesome.
Well, that's an episode with Live the Fuel. I hope you had some fun.
I had fun, brother. Thank you so much. It's a blessing having me here. You can see my energy level, my excitement. I knew.
No, like I said, I told you. I was looking forward to bringing you on because I want to make sure people know that I'm not the only crazy high energy guy out there. Like there's people crazier than me.
It's okay to be crazy with your high energy. If they call me a crazy man with high energy, I take it all the time.
I take it too. People, my own girlfriend, actually as of yesterday, is now my fiance.
Congratulations.
Thank
Congratulations.
You.
I remember.
She's just like, why are you so crazy? And yesterday that came out again. I'm like, so are you okay with this kind of crazy now? And she said, yeah, I'm okay with it now. You put a ring on the finger and it changes everything.
Yeah. Somebody said, I think it was El Nightingale. I'm not sure. He said that people who are crazy enough to think they will change the world are the ones who do.
Yeah. Because again, like you and I just started talking about this whole show is, man, we have a choice. Right? Like, what if? That's a powerful thing too. Like, what if? Okay, what if that one DreamCon event this year, it could be 5 years from now, what if that one event changed someone's life? Technically, you've already done that.
For a blind man to call me, it's on video, it's all over the internet. I'm going to post it again. I'll keep posting it.
He changed your life.
He changed my life.
Now you're able to change his life.
He changed my life. He said,
if
he doesn't ask me this question and doesn't get to connect with me, he will not forgive himself.
Oh yeah,
I'm still humbled, man. I made a picture of him. We took a selfie. Remember, I'm a selfie author.
Of course, you took
that selfie. I do. I went to the Staples and blew it.
Nice.
With his permission, I'm gonna be using that photo. To speak.
Yeah, always get permission.
Yes,
email or something like that.
Yeah, I have his permission.
Because nowadays everything is weird about that.
Everything's wet. I have his permission. Yeah, I have his permission. Yes.
But definitely, man. And you can always use stuff from me. I don't care. Like I said, I'm a marketing guy. So like that's the other benefit of the podcast is that from today, I'm giving you more content that you can now share and use out there. Right. So it's not just, it's my platform, but you're a co-host. So we have shared the authority today. That's why I designed my show this way. I don't want you to be a guest.
Yes.
So don't ever use that. Don't ever hesitate to call yourself a co-host of Live the Fuel. Okay?
I'll start using that term today.
We're sharing the power.
Yes, co-host of Live the Fuel. I'll do that.
I'm telling you, man. Because some people say, "Oh man, I was a guest on this show and I was a guest on that show," and I'm like, no. With me and my branding, I want all of my guests as this show continues to grow to be co-hosts.
Co-host. I love that. Yes.
Yeah. Because in the end, it was you and I having a conversation today. There was a 50-50 the entire time percentage.
That's true.
So, Live the Fuel is my brand, but now you're a co-host of Live the Fuel. And that just, hopefully, that can add to you building your authority and get you more followers and more influence and maybe more speaking events. That's my purpose behind all this.
I'm humbled. Thank you so much.
So. No, it's been great. So,
thank you.
Well, is there anything else I could do for you today? Because at this point, I want to let you get back to your Sunday. This is
Awesome.
This is a rest day for you and me.
Yes. I have a political event to attend. One of the guys running for senator here, invited me to his rally. Tuesday is the election day, so I'm going to dash out once we're done so I can support him.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, and I'll double check because I try and keep my shows real time. I got to double check the calendar, but you may be airing as early as this Friday.
Okay.
Or it'll be the following Monday. But
awesome.
I'll let you know either way.
Oh yeah.
Because when I post everything, you literally can just share it or repost it yourself. Because I post it, I put it on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You'll be everywhere.
Yes, I will share it too. Let me know.
Yes, absolutely, sir. Yes. So this has been great. Thank you so much for joining the show today.
With all my heart, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Hey.
People like you are rare in our world today.
And yourself.
I'm serious. People who want to make people feel better, grow better, achieve more, and feel confident of themselves. And they give it selfishly. Thank you so much. I can understand I'm on the show. I'm going to be on the internet, this and that. Come on. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
And if nothing else,
thank you.
You and I walk away after I hit stop here today with even more energy than we woke up with this morning.
Believe it or not, as we were rounding up, I could see myself bouncing into the political rally today.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly.
There you go. And then use that energy because if it's going to be a political rally, it should be positive energy.
It's positive energy. So I'm drawing from the energy we shared here. I'm taking it there. That's what I'm saying.
Awesome. This has been great.
Yes.
All right, sir. Well, this has been great. Like I said, tell you what, look at your schedule the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
And we'll do this again.
Yes.
And we want to catch up, and we'll just talk about something else.
Scott, anytime you want me on the show, send me an email on Instagram.
Yeah.
I will put it on my schedule and we make it happen. We are changing the world.
Exactly. Like I said,
we are changing the world.
You've done something that I've not done yet. I haven't been able to actually.
Yeah. Okay. 1 second. Let me do it again. Awesome. Go ahead.
I haven't actually been able to write a book yet, right? But after my firefighting experience and obviously what we talked about, I do eventually want to write a book. So you're already ahead of me there. I've got the podcast. So you don't need to be a podcaster when you got people like me out there bringing you back on too. But maybe one day you launch a bigger podcast. I don't know.
That's right. You never know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, good luck today.
Thank you.
And just keep doing what you're doing, man. You're doing everything right.
Thank you. My regards and congratulations again. You did it, brother. I'm so proud
Thank you again.
of you.
Yeah, that was a huge life change for me. I've been a bachelor for a long time, but that's part of me trying to level up and letting go of past things and moving forward.
Moving forward. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
And you too.
Take care.
Bye, Scott. Bye-bye. Take care.